Former United States Navy SEAL Brandon Webb once said, "Veteran causes are an extremely important issue, especially in transition from military to civilian life." CNN claims that the most recent poll states that 18.2 million veterans are alive in the United States right now. CNN then goes on to state that only around 9 million of those veterans are being served by the VA, or otherwise known as Veteran Affairs. Going into the military, the problems that affect veterans upon returning home resides close to my heart, as it does with others. Suzanne Russell states, "Jerry Mason said those who don't volunteer to serve their country have an obligation to those that do." Today I'm going to talk about different ways for regular citizens like you and I to help veterans upon returning home. Before we dive into the solution, we must first examine what is causing it. PTSD, or otherwise known as post-traumatic stress disorder, is one of the main culprits that plague veterans today. MedlinePlus.gov states almost 31% of Vietnam veterans, as many as 10% of Gulf War or Desert Storm veterans, 11% of veterans of the war in Afghanistan, and 20% of Iraqi war veterans suffer from PTSD. According to Malcolm Lader and Thomas Yu, symptoms of PTSD include but are not limited to anxiety, depression, panic disorder, and substance abuse. Now that we know where the problem is coming from, how can we help fix it? David Barno and Nora Ben Sahel show how citizens can help by just talking to veterans. Although the authors encourage talking, they are quick to say to be careful about what you say and ask a veteran. Barno and Ben Sahel say to avoid asking questions such as, "Did you kill anyone?" or "What was the worst thing you ever saw?" One thing that David Barno and Nora Ben Sahel are not alone in encouraging in is saying thank you to those that have served. CNN states another way is for citizens just to say thank you. This is without a doubt the easiest form of helping veterans and showing gratitude. Although it is the easiest, it does not mean it goes unnoticed. Many veterans struggle to believe that they are cared for when they return from service. By just saying thank you, it shows that you are thankful, which also means that you care and appreciate their sacrifice. We all have the desire to be cared for and appreciated, but because of what they have been through and given up, veterans deserve this a little more than anyone else. Now that I've gone over what is the main assailant towards veterans and ways that we as normal citizens can aid veterans, I would like to leave you with one last thought. I plead with you to think about everything you have in life. All the freedoms and things that we enjoy have been paid for dearly. So next time you find yourself sitting and doing something as simple as watching TV, remember the sacrifice and prices paid by our veterans and let it motivate you to take action in lending them